Hello, everybody. This is Magzilla coming to ya. Oh, we just finished week 4 of the NCAA season, and yeah, things are looking good. Going into week 5, yeah, it's getting more exciting. We're getting into a lot of like one-on-one kind of matches. We're seeing what each team is looking like. We've seen, I think everybody's had at least one strong meet, and so when looking at scores, Uh, it's looking way more realistic. So yeah, it's going good. Um, it's been exciting. Let's get right into it. Not a lot to talk about as far as me. So what are the scores like? So some big things happened. Oklahoma is up in the lead right now. Oh, I lied. Let's really look at it. So yeah, Oklahoma did take the lead. It looks like with a high of 330.7, leading um, as far as national ranking for scores. Then we have Stanford right behind them. Um, Stanford's still playing around with its roster. Uh, at its last meet, it threw out a lot of younger gymnasts. I think they're just really trying to give their like freshmen, sophomores a chance to compete. Went up against Cal. So yeah, I don't know if we've really seen what their top scorers yet, but yeah, still holding up second place. Illinois has been kind of on a tear lately, and yeah, they've been climbing the standings now up into third place. So yeah, looks great for them. A lot of strong competitors. This is much better than they were showing last year, so good on them. Uh, Ohio also great this year. They've been I think every weekend they've had a meet so far, and their top guys are still out there. I believe this wasn't the strongest showing for them last week, Illinois, but yeah, I mean, look at them. Nebraska also in the mix, definitely more on the weaker side. Penn State, I believe they had a great meet this weekend. We're going to see some routines from them. But surprisingly, Michigan is like way behind at this point. They've had Fred Richard come and do a few routines, definitely didn't do all around. And Paul Judah just came back this last weekend for a few routines, but definitely not at the level we expect to see them. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens when they get their two main guys back. Navy's leading in the service academies right now, uh, but this is all really close. Like Army and Air Force are right neck and neck. I think Air Force, has their pommel horse guy, Hoops. He's been doing great, but I don't think it's all come together for them. So I'm expecting them to be more competitive, maybe even climbing the rankings. California had a great meet actually, so for them this is really, really where they stand right now. I mean, best of the rest. And then Greenville, I feel like was looking way stronger last year, so I don't know what's quite going on with them, but it's as close as it gets here at the bottom, except for Simpson, which kind of fell off the end. But yeah, things are switching around. This is exciting. I think as these like one-on-one meets get going here, we're going to see like how each team directly compares to some of the other teams. But it does look a little muddy now, looking at scores overall, which is fine. Um, we'll see how we get going as we get into like Big Tens and stuff. We also got Winter Cup coming up. So yeah, big things on the horizon. All right, so like I keep trying to tell myself, we're going to keep these fast. So let's get rolling. Um, so we look in individual. We have some new scores. So Cameron Nelson from Ohio leading the way for the team. Had a great routine. I believe this was last week or 2 weeks ago. He was able to water down a little bit, take out his triple pike. and he shot up on the standings to its 14-6. Uh, Charlie Larson is an interesting story. He is a trampoline and tumbling guy who did like rod power tumbling and then stopped and then started doing gymnastics while he was in college. He was actually at Minnesota, which is the GYMACT team, but he got picked up by Michigan. I think he got like a partial scholarship, and he's had I think a few meets, but this is the one where he really shined. He scored 14.35. Rocket launches him up into second place overall, which is amazing. Uh, Taylor Burkhart had been at the top early on, but he's actually tied with Charlie right now. But this is going to be close between the two of them, definitely. Also of note, we have Kim Cooper. I believe I was able to find this routine. He's a younger guy, so not competing a bunch, but definitely in the works. We saw this routine the first week from Colt Walker. Expect Emery Donnelly to be doing stuff. I mean, last year he was the floor guy, like unbeatable, at least through the first half of the season. So I'm surprised to see him down this low. So look at him to challenge. And then Asher Hong, Olympian, killing it on rings, strong on floor though as well. So expect to him to start throwing some more scores and to see him rise. I think he competed for one time, and he was actually in like first or second for a while, but he's fallen. But I think as soon as he gets back on the floor, you'll see this rise possibly. Last thing I'm going to mention right now is just Brigham Friendaway. He was in that 14 range, super competitive early on, and has fallen off the list. We'll see what he does. I will talk about Navy, I guess. All these guys have a 14. I think this is like the best of the rest kind of situation. I don't know if I've shown this routine yet. I think we saw Chase Mondi a while back from Nebraska. But yeah, holding up the end of the 14s. Keep it rolling. Okay, so the pommel horse contest is continuing. We haven't really seen much new stuff. I think Patrick Hoop scored this at the Rocky Mountain Open, which was like 3 weeks ago, and his 14.95 is holding at the top. Brandon Dang also scored this a few weekends ago, so nothing much has changed there. I forget who made moves this week. Uh, Aiden. Oh yes, Aiden Lee from Cal. This is the first time Cal's kind of been up there in the conversation, so it's great to see that. Through a great routine just this weekend, and he's jumped all the way up into fourth overall. So that was fantastic for him. And I believe, oh, Yonkers. Yeah, Yonkers is having some trouble. I was really expecting him to be in first or second, I would have said, but he is not quite scoring those numbers. I'm going to really like to see what he looks like head to head against some of these guys. But yeah, he's doing good. He's doing clean routines. He actually, this is interesting. He went up against Ohio versus Oklahoma this weekend, so we can actually directly compare these scores. Uh, or Parker Thaxton to Yonkers, and we can see that he came out. Yonkers comes out in the lead, I believe. Oh, we'll look at the score in a little bit. We'll have him on Still Rings. Still Rings is super uninteresting. Asher Hong has scored this routine maybe week 1 or 2. I think it was week 2 he scored it. Untouchable since then. Go the high. Um, we saw this routine last week from Taz, but that we're still talking 6/10 off here. And I'm not sure this is the best routine from Asher Hong. I think he can even score higher. And then of note here, I have a routine from, who is it? Here, Chris Hisser. So we'll look at that. He kind of jumped up into fourth place, which is great. That's a new score from this week. And that's really about it, honestly. So, unfortunately, the ring side, I don't, it seems like a runaway game for Asher. I mean, he also has the inverted cross, which was like given extra value this season. So, it's going to be hard to catch. Okay, I love vault, um, but it seems like this year it's like a contest and who can do the best cause 1.5, who can stick it. A lot of people can do clean routines, but that's what I've been seeing more than anything. Cameron Nelson is a little different with a front handspring Randy or a front handspring front layout with 2.5 twists. And Taylor Burkhart was the other one with a little bit of a different routine. He goes, I believe, Yurchenko half on, I believe double full off. No, that would be crazy. Yeah, no, I think he does a double full because he lands forward. So anyway, I showed this routine while back. We're going to see as Stanford goes head to head what he does. I mean, he's the guy right now for Stanford, though. He's the all-around guy. Parallel bars, Paul Judah came back, so we can look at that, but he's not in the lead. We still got Colt Walker with the highest score, well, tied for highest with Logan McCowan. We've seen both these routines previously. Um, we also saw this last weekend. So not much changing in the standings, except for I cannot say this name. Like I am going to butcher it, like it's going out of style. Evan Semenuk from Michigan. Uh, he was able to do that to score 14-2 this weekend or last weekend, and he kind of climbed up in this fourth place position. Also, Josh Carnes. I mean, I've been saying it for a while. He's a really strong P-bar guy. It finally came together for him, and he also tied for this spot in the fourth place. So yeah, things are changing a little bit in the bottom, but nothing on the top. This is pretty much. I mean, someone's got to have to score above a 14.35 to really make a difference here. Okay, high bar. Make sure you go to high. Yeah, Kelton still holding that top spot. Uh, I think Emery might have scored this. Yes, I believe this is a new score. Him coming into second place. Uh, Taylor had scored this previously, so not much changing here. The only other new thing I have is a routine from Brendan Zabetta. Yeah, here, this one is the new one. This is actually, I believe, second place for the weekend. So you can see like this is the change. Like it's not really affecting the standings, but it's new and I have the routine, so we'll be able to watch that. Yeah. So really, well, that was from Oklahoma. So both Oklahomas had the highs this weekend, and that was against Ohio. There's actually, well, we can talk about it. I don't need to do it from memory. Taylor Burkhart still the lead with all around, followed by Sam Phillips, who kind of jumped up a little bit, but just edging out Colt Walker for now. So that's what's going on score wise. Let's look at what's going on with the head to head matchups. So Nebraska went up against Illinois. Illinois pulled out a 321.3 to edge them out. As you can see, it was pretty close when it comes down to it. I believe this was the score. This is why I should have this set up better. But that wouldn't be fun. So this is not even their high. Their high was a 3.25, and we're looking at 3.21 from last weekend. Navy beat out Army. I haven't. Well, let's dive into it. Hi, Ian in the lead on this one. This is pretty low. Like we're really expecting everyone to be in the 14s right now. I think if you're not in the 14s, you're not really in the conversation. Brendan Dang, this is a great routine, 4.25. But I think I was just talking about how, um, looking at that 14.7 previously, looking for more like above 14.5 to really be in the conversation. So not much of note. This is the routine I highlighted on rings. Chris Hisler, so we'll be able to watch that. Vault, Schooley's in the mix here. I believe actually this was a high for him, a 14.4. So we'll look at that. And Ian's back on parallel bars, but once again, well, parallel bars are a little bit low scoring. I don't know if it's going to be this way for the quad, but at least it's this way currently. So it looks like he actually tied Alex here. But either way, we're looking for above a 14 to really be in the national like conversation for like P-bar champion. And then here, yeah. I mean, maybe I could see like a 13.8 being competitive here, but 13.6 is still a little low. Nothing of note. Ian, yeah. He was actually up there in some other position. Yeah, Ian. So, he's in the conversation maybe for, here he is here again, for all around. All right, let's look at Army Navy. You're always going to love a good Army Navy meet. So Navy takes it by just under a point. And you can kind of see, oh, I lied. Navy takes it by like 2 points, 2.5 points. So not by a ton, but you can see Army kind of had it on, oh, actually Navy had it on floor, but Army had it on a pommel horse. Pretty even here with Navy edging it out on rings, Navy on top on vault, and then now they're just running away with it, winning on P-bars and high bar. So what happened in individual? Don't want to really. Once again, I'm looking for 14s, especially on floor. Uh, but this is strong. You can see why Navy took it at first and third. And then, wow, look at this. It was almost a clean sweep with Army, but I guess they struggled on pommels here. It must have been a fall. It's unfortunate. You can't fall in the modern men's gymnastics NCAA. We can't count falls. But look at rings really strong here from Navy. Ooh, Isaiah Drake is back. I kind of wish I had seen this routine or this vault, and you can see this is high above um, the competition. I mean, it must have been a stick. I wonder if I can find that. Oh, wow, he did PL bars too. Is that, yeah, 13. And then, yeah, so he actually had a great, oh, did he do all around? No, no one did all around. I know he's recovered for some kind of injury. I wonder if it's a leg thing. Well, I mean, vault is hard on the legs. Anyway, I was not able to find video on this, but I'm sure it's out there. But I'll be watching closely, especially as we get into some of the later meets. Okay, Greenville up against Springfield. Looks like Greenville takes it by 5 points and some change. Yeah, Greenville, like I said, used to be a real powerhouse. They're still a new team, honestly. But look at this. Pretty much. Oh, actually, I thought they were going to have a clean sweep, but this was a back and forth meet. I think it was, yeah, right here on Pommel Horses where Springfield lost it. I mean, you can't be 5 points behind. I mean, that's the difference right there. Anyway, so looking 13-4 there. 14-1. This is actually a really strong score by Roth. Good on him. Okay, some low-level vaults. 14-1's solid on vault. I mean, low-level rings. Rings needs a lot of work here. I mean, it's hard to develop the ring strength. You know what I mean? And these are some newer teams, so. Well, not Springfield. Springfield's been around forever. That's what we're looking at. It's kind of low here. Okay. I don't know why my browser's being mean to me. So Michigan. Oh, actually, Penn State beats Michigan with a strong 6-point difference. Well, I lied. Maybe it's more like 5 points, but that's a lot. You see, Michigan did great on floor, and I mean, Penn State barely wins in pommel horse, barely wins on steel rings, starts to take the lead in vault, and loses on parallel bars. I mean, this looks really close until we get to high bar, and I guess we can look at it. You can look at this. So above 13.5, let's say, for everybody. And then look at this here. This is 9.7. I actually saw this meet. It's online. ESPN is actually broadcasting these meets, which is pretty amazing on ESPN Plus. But yeah, this guy unfortunately could not catch a release move if his life depended on it, really. Yeah, we want to see a 13, like realistically, and we're counting a 9.7. I mean, this is like 4 points lower than it needs to be. Well, I don't want to be mean, but let's just see what his potential is. I mean, for me, it's more like, um, yeah, you can see he scored a 13.85 at the Windy City. So you can see this was devastating for them. I mean, imagine if they could have counted that 13.85. Dude, 13.85 besides a 9. Um, that's 5 points. If they had 5 points, yeah, that's an 8. Ugh, that's a totally different meet right there. I mean, that's barely out. Not to mention, I'm not trying to like, I couldn't go out there and do a routine right now. So I'm not saying like they need to be doing better, but if they want to be in the conversation, and they have Fred Richard on high bar too, so there's something, but I think this was a fall also, just saying. So anyway, you got to hold it together. And I think they didn't come with their best guys, and that's what happens sometimes. I mean, you put the pressure on, it's hard to perform. But good on Penn State. I think this was a big meet for them. I hope it's gonna really give them confidence because I think they need to be in the conversation, and they just haven't been able to score as high as I would expect. This is not my favorite meet. I've seen Stanford go against Cal at least like a million times. Like they had some different guys, like I said. Kim Cooper on floor here. That's great. Like I've never seen. Well, I'm not really that familiar with Cal right now. Kai is kind of a freshman or a newer guy. So you could see like we don't see the what's his name Taylor Burkhart's. We don't have Colt Walker in this meet. Don't have Asher Hong. So yeah, this is gonna be a totally different squad going forward. This was something I wanted to highlight. Aiden Lee killing it on pommel horse. Good on him. Definitely on the radar right now for me. This is a pretty strong score on rings. Yeah, not bad here. I didn't see this one routine, so I'm not sure. But that's a nice score. And Brandon here on parallel bars. I mean, we've seen his routine before. It's very clean. So, not surprising. And then Ian on high bar. I mean, you can see how they run away with it on high bar. This might have been a fall, honestly. Well, I doubt it was a fall. It probably just has form issues. I doubt he's scoring a 13-9, or he would be on the main team. Anyway, like I said, you know, Stanford by 7. Not much else to say about it. Okay, this was a close meet. This was a great meet to watch. I'm sure you can find this on YouTube, or you can go to ESPN Plus and I think watch it. Uh, I mean, it's a 6 point difference, but when you watch this meet, it felt like it was head to head the whole time. Like each team just going punch for punch. You can see here, like Oklahoma took the lead a little bit right here, and then held it a little bit there. And then on parallel bars, it almost looked like Ohio could catch them. And then, boom, everything kind of fell apart on high bar. Let's look at the scores. Yeah, some names I don't know. We talked about Way though, who's doing good on floor. Cameron Nelson, I mean, he just didn't throw his best routine here, which is unfortunate. And then Emery, I still am looking for Emery to be way up here. I think he actually sat down his double front, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on it. Uh, yeah, this is where we saw Parker go up head to head against Ignacio, back to back. And yeah, it looks like Parker edges him out, which is surprising. I don't know what's going on with Ignacio Yakers. I've seen amazing. He was the guy last year, and his routine looks strong. It's just not scoring. I don't know if he's getting hit on something, but expecting more from him. Anyway, Matthew with a 14 plus on rings. Very nice. And then we'll look at this vault, I believe. Do we? No, we don't. We didn't see this one. I think some of the other teams outscored him. But look at this 14-1. This was a great score here. Yeah, this is when they almost looked like Ohio could take the lead, and then they didn't. And Emery had his highest high bar routine. So, oh, and then we had Brendan here too. We highlighted. So anyway, any all-arounders? None. Okay, so that's kind of what it looks like. Um, so yeah, I think the best thing to do would be to get into some videos real quick, and we'll see how that goes. You can sleep for a second. All right, so on floor, this is Charlie Larson. This is the routine I was talking about earlier. Yeah, coming from the corner here on the side. And I believe we do laid out double with stick. I mean, that was beautiful. And you can see he doesn't lose anything on that, really. He gets so much height. Yeah, there's the half and half out, I guess, laid out. But I think he twists on the first flip, which is interesting to me. I think this is all very smart here. Like he could do a press for a B, but I think he just shows the split for the A. I believe he might lose some points on that as like, oh no, I think on the first element group, all you need to do is have one skill. So, and it can be an A. It's the other passes you need to have. I think it's at least a D or a C. I haven't really been watching, but I do believe he's stuck to every pass at this point, which means this is the top score he can get for his routine. And that was definitely a stick. Double layout. It's interesting. A lot of people are doing half and half out or double pike. So I'm like surprised to see double layout. I wouldn't think that would be so easy to stick, but it proves me wrong. What can I say? The other routine we have is from Cooper Kim, Stanford. It's a younger guy. Um, so, they have some better floor guys, but he's the best this week. Double full, double front, and that was clean. 1/10 hop, I would say. And then we come back with double, stuck. Yeah, floor. Floor is going to be interesting this quad. I mean, the landing seems so important now, which is funny because you would think with 10 skills, the landings would be important because you have to land more often. But I've just been noticing. I don't know if there's a changing rules about the landings, but I'm noticing the guys with cleaner landings are winning. The guys with higher difficulties are still struggling. But by having higher difficulty, you have more upside. So I'm sure it will come together by the end of the season for them. Double pike. You see, he could have stuck that. Honestly, I feel like he could have stuck that if he just kept his chest down just a second longer. But that's a great score. That's a clean routine. I mean, I really don't see much that you can take on his tumbling. Okay, moving on to pommel horse. So this is the Berkeley routine. Uh, Aiden Lee. Aiden Lee. Let's see what it looks like. So I haven't really watched this much. I do know he has a nice circle. Oh, what a great start. I mean, you can't take anything on the flip. I mean, that scissor sequence. Okay, right into the flop. Single Russian, I believe, on there. Woo, sewn. That looked nice. Maybe a little piked in the hips. Oh, then he goes sewn into the flop sequence. This is worth a lot. And, oh, I like how he steps back out of that. That's pretty ballsy. Okay, woo. Very clean. Magyar, very clean. Savato, again, it's not the highest circle I've ever seen, but I don't know what you can take on it. Sixth landing. That was a great routine. Great dismount. He traveled up and down the horse, so yeah, you can see why he's in the conversation. I mean, it would be amazing to have somebody in NCAA finals from Cal, like event finals. It would be really fun. So I hope he keeps doing it. Okay, so this is Yonkers versus Thaxton. This is head to head what they did. So Yonkers was first. We'll compare who you think did best here. All right. So maybe a little form issue there on the scissor hop. Maybe a little arch there. But he does the Russian flop. This is a normal flop too. I feel like he can do a sewn into the flop. And I haven't seen that. So a little form break there on the woo. But I mean, this is all small stuff, like 1/10. Maybe 1/10 on these back loops for a little leg bend. I mean, his hips could be open more, so a little leg separation there, maybe 3/10. But I mean, we're talking little deductions. I don't understand why he's not scoring higher. Honestly, I mean, I don't. He might be watering down right now, I guess. But yeah, let's see. Let's see if everyone thinks if this routine is better here, because this is the beat him out. So this he does McCulloch maybe, or maybe it just travels to the middle. Yeah, just same scissor. So this is clean. I mean, nice. He goes the opposite way, Bazoogo. And he does two Russians, but there's a little bit of form break there, so I mean call that even. This is the same flop sequence that Yonkers did. Ooh, that's a little straddle on that woo. Maybe two. I think you could take global deductions on that. So this is really clean on the Magyar Savato. Does the full up and down handstand dismount. I don't know. I mean, I guess it was a little cleaner. Maybe it's more noticeable when he has the leg splits on the woo. But yeah, I mean, do I think he has more difficulty? I think it's definitely in the same ballpark, maybe a little bit. Anyway, it was surprising to me, but that's what makes the pommel horse battle so fun, because it's like really punch for punch. Okay, so we got moving on to rings. This is Chris Hiser from the. This is like maybe one of the first times I've had a Nebraska video this year. Hi. Backup rise. Maltese. And he holds it. It's not much. Maybe a little low on the feet, but nothing really. So this is great. Does he lower? Yes, he does. So a lot of people going for the planche lower into Maltese this year so far. Picked up a little swing there, but small. Fixed it on the handstand. Nice there. That's a very nice. This is a very nice sequence. Yamawaki to Johannesson. Maybe a little handstand check there, but nice. And he sticks it. Double double. His chest was down a little bit maybe, but I mean that's a great routine. I mean he had a solid strength sequence. I don't know. It might be possible to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he can do much more. Like he can't do another planche. He had two Malteses though, and so he maxed out that skill. I don't know. Yeah, maybe an Azarian or something. I mean, look to add something, but yeah. I mean, I think that's a very smart routine. Will it be in event finals at the end of the year? I think it will. Okay. Oh, moving on the vault. This is Amari Sewell from Illinois. Almost sticks it, but great, great. A little vault's quick, so we can watch it twice. Also, it's one of my favorite events. So I think he has a little leg separation coming onto the horse. Yeah, that was pretty noticeable. But the height was intense. Legs were together in the majority of the flip. It's very clean. I think he's going to need to stick it though if he wants to be in the conversation come the end of the year. All right, this is Garrett Schooley from Illinois as well. I thought it was much better coming on. No leg separation really, but he goes with the, I believe, a cause 1.5. I mean, cause double full. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, cause double full. This is awesome. Big step, but hey, when you throw a harder vault, you can take a bigger step. Okay, we got Josh Carnes here. So we saw his routine last weekend because I liked it, and now he's back again. So I think he's working his way up. Like I said, that's a piked handstand. He likes to be in that piked position going to handstand, which I feel like he gets a hit on. But that was clean. I like how he like popped his head out and then went. But that was clean. A little piked on the way down. That was nice. A little to the side, but his feet were glued together. That was huge. Bobzar. Nice. Nice to pelt there. A little hop on the landing. But a beautiful double front. And you can see that was a great routine. It was more clean from him, I would say, which kind of makes me a little worried too, because it's like, how does it get better? But we'll see. And then we have the name I cannot pronounce, Simonik from Michigan. So that's a great way to start a routine. Keep the L, especially if you have a good L. So B press, nothing to take there really. Nice peach half. Peach. Nice moi. And he goes Bobzar as well. I would say Josh was higher and cleaner, but I don't know if I'd take anything on him. That was nice. That's pretty much perfect. Stutz there. Double front, little hop. Okay, so that's really the best of parallel bars last weekend. But I have a routine from Paul Judah, return of the Olympian. I believe he's in his like sixth year or something crazy right now. Beautiful. Whip it, handstand. Little short there on the peach. Good giant. Nice. 1 3/4. That was really nice, actually. I feel like some of the other ones were a little higher that we watched on the Bobs are. Ooh, I don't know if he touched on that, but that looked like it was not as smooth as we would like. And he sticks it. A little cowboyed, I would say, in the front, but yeah. Um, I mean, we're talking about like 1/10 off from the other guys, 1.5 tenths. So definitely right there, if not for like a little bit of bobbling. I think really the peach that was just short of handstand was the big deduction I saw. So yeah, I'm sure he's going to be in the conversation very soon. Okay, let's look at some high bar. I guess we'll go this way. Emery, Donnelly, Donnelly. Unfortunately, this is not the crispest picture. Good, really nice talk half there. And we get into the releases. Casina. And that was actually super clean for him. Coleman, also nice. Straight arms on the catch. Laid out. Oh, straddled Tkachev. Pike Tkachev. Also super clean. The Quas. Ooh, is that Rebalco? That was a great routine. Super smooth. Stuck the landing. Not a lot for deductions. Maybe a few little angle things possibly. But killer routine. Probably top end for him. I mean, those releases were spot on. So, yeah. Interesting to see if he can raise the score. Okay, this is Brandon Cepeda. Starts with Zuli Min. He might not have got that around quick enough. Oh, that was a nice tuck half. Right connection to the laid out Tkachev. Nice straddle Tkachev there. One arm giant. You gotta love it. His giant position is very nice. Into the dismount. Sticks the landing. This is good. This is a great meet, like I said. And like they needed these sticks, they felt like at the end, because they were going head to head with Ohio. And they actually ended up blowing them out of the water on high bar. So yeah, those are the big routines I pulled out this week. Um, I promised I'd get you some GymAX stuff, but man, I am just having the hardest time. They had a big meet up in LA, and I just cannot for the life of me find any video. I'm hoping, like, actually, there's going to be a little lull for the GymAC too, but maybe I'll spend some time, hopefully this weekend, kind of diving deep, and maybe I can pull out some routines from, earlier this season. But let's get into what happened. GYMACT week 4. So we had a big score, 303.25. I believe this is the first GYMACT team to break 300 this season. So here we go. Edging out Minnesota for the weekend. Um, Followed closely by Washington, and then we have kind of a drop off until Iowa. Iowa and Indy Ho are like neck and neck. So we'll see how that goes. Rocky Mountain is in the mix for sure. Temple a little bit lower. Bay Area Bandits a little bit lower. Yeah. And then we drop into the 2-6s with Northern Illinois, SU United. Here's some more of the United teams. I mean, we kind of fall off the deep end here with Georgia, KC, and Florida, unfortunately. Okay. So I tried really hard to find this routine, but this is a 14-1. That's a great score. Just let's compare. Because I'm a glutton for punishment. Okay, we got it. So Cameron Nelson had a 14-6, but you can see Colt Walker, he was in the lead at the beginning of the season, and now he's in 5th place, and he has a 14-1. So I don't know. I kind of want to see this routine because I'm surprised that he scored a 14-1. His average is a 13.067. So, I mean, like he must have just been out of his head. I mean, oh, well, he scored a 13-7 at the Washington Open. So I guess it's not crazy. I lied. Looking at here. Yeah, he goes 12-7, 12-4, and then 14-1. That's crazy. I mean, he must have been falling all over the place over here. So I don't know. Maybe he just put it together, but man, that is a huge score, especially for GYMACT. So good on him. It's exciting. I'm going to be looking for this routine. I'm sure he's going to have to throw it again as we get into because GMAC has like a West Championship and an East Championship, and then they have the championships. So, um, and that will be on video. So usually it is. So I'll be looking for that for sure. Anyway, let's go. We were on floor. Oh, you can see he's well above uh, 2nd place here. All right, then we have Aiden Myers from Arizona. I believe this was also this weekend with the 13-6. William Pierce, I think maybe it was him too, had competed at this meet in California. I think this score was new this week too. And then we have Minnesota taking the lead. This Grossman score has been here for a while, but I believe this might be new. So, yeah, Minnesota looking strong on rings. And then we have Minnesota looking strong on vault. This is a huge score also. I really need to look there. I believe this is new. Was that Guzman? See, this is why I shouldn't do things on the fly. German? We were talking vault. So yeah, I mean, not great here, but solid here, and then a huge jump up this weekend into the 14.25. So good on him. This is going to be exciting to see. I wonder. So that is the top score right now for them on vault. Let's compare it to Arizona State. 14.25. Yeah, the top scorer for Arizona State is a 13.85. So Minnesota has them there. Definitely. And you can see this is Minnesota on floor. Their high's at 13.25. Eek. So yeah, they match up pretty well right now. Anyway, that was vault. That's girls gymnastics again. Parallel bars, individual. So you can see how I use this site a lot. So Grossman still on top for parallel bars. I believe Anthony might have snuck his way up here recently. That looks like it. Well, look at this. Minnesota has the top 4 scores on P bars right now. I mean, that's crazy. Sorry, I just want to see P bars. Yeah, it's crazy. And that is that a? Oh, he had a 13. Why is that not in here? There should be another 13 here, according to that. Am I reading this wrong? No, it's 4. It says Luke has a 13. I don't know. I don't know why it's not here. But anyway, looking really strong there. Do we care? We want to compare it to Arizona. Now we don't care. Fine, we care. Yeah, it's 12-9 and lower. So if that was the fourth up guy up had a 13 from oh, I know. I think they only count the top 3, so they can't all score that high at the meet. But yeah, that's not great. That's going to be a place where Arizona could get their ass kicked. I mean, yeah, I don't know if that was proper language. I mean, that's going to be tough. Anyway, let's look at high bar. Yeah, looking strong here. Grossman still holding strong with the top score. William Pierce comes out of nowhere from Bay Area Bandits and grabs that second place position. I believe that was this weekend as well. And then we have Peacock, also great high bar guy. This is actually tied, by the way, just FYI. But we'll see. And we still have the high and all around from Grossman with all of my Myers. So that's what's happening with GYMACT. Like I said, I have no video for you. I want to find some video, especially of those 14s. So I'll see what I can do. I have some ways, but we'll see. Anyway, that's really about it. If we go to the schedule, wrapping this up fast. It's like Indy Ohio beats New York Alliance. That's not very surprising to me. Looks like it's New York Alliance is actually looking a little stronger here at this meet, with a strong still rings showing. But other than that, kind of getting swept. So I have not seen anything from this meet, but looks like Minnesota 15 points over Iowa and 100 points over uh, KC United. So not super close. But, a strong showing from both teams. I don't think I need to dive too deeply into it. And then I believe Arizona State, the same kind of a thing. Uh, just way above everybody else. Um, like here, it looks like a clean sweep. I guess there's some scores down here, so it's not super clean. And then Arizona on top here. And then, yeah, this is interesting. I haven't seen this routine. But, yeah, Arizona again. Arizona again. And then Bay Area kind of showing here. I'm really kind of surprised some of these are a little lower, but I mean, not going to take anything from these guys. Looks great. Anyway, so that's GymACT. All right. This will be interesting. I think Georgia probably has it. I don't know what's going to happen here. Maybe Temple has it. And then Washington against Rocky Mountain. I would say Washington should take it. I mean, these are not the most excited meets, so it might be a good weekend to just look back in the past and try to pull out what I can. But this is going to be interesting. Army versus William and Mary. I think both teams are very evenly matched. I think Army has it, but I could see William and Mary take it. I would love to see William and Mary take it. Illinois versus Michigan. This will be interesting, I think. Um, yeah. I mean, technically, Illinois has the highest score right now, but we'll see if Michigan just takes it or if they throw their big players out there. Because if they throw Paul Judah and Fred Richards, I don't know. This is a whole different ball game. California and Air Force are also neck and neck. I mean, I think I give a little bit to California, but man, Air Force has Patrick Hoops. California has Aiden Lee, I think it was. This could be interesting. They match up well. And then Greenville, it'll be interesting to see them. But man, Stanford against Oklahoma. The first meeting of the season with these two teams head to head pretty much. This could be interesting. And I think I would say this is a meet that Stanford needs to show up for. I don't think they have to play their best cards yet, but they need to have their A team out there. They can't just throw their freshmen and hope to win. So we'll see because Oklahoma will come for it. I guarantee it. They'll be playing. They'll have their top guys out there. And then Penn State versus Ohio. This could be a great meet too. I think Ohio has been just like going nonstop, and so has Penn State. And I feel like both teams have improved in the standings, and so they come head to head now, and we'll have to see how they match up. But I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be super interesting. Unfortunately, it's also the Super Bowl, but that's okay. Um, I'm definitely gonna build. You can find it online, so these things are recorded. Actually, I don't know. Big Ten is not as great as ESPN has been. But anyway, that's all I have to say. This went way longer again. I'm so bad at this, but I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Have a great week. I'll have something for you next week, and we'll keep it going. This is maybe I should see my out card. This is Magzilla. It's been good talking to you guys. You have a good one. I'm out.